Hey guys, here with a very cool knife, and this knife is actually on loan from a very cool friend of mine who's letting me do this overview of it. And it is an overview, not a review, because it's not mine. Obviously, I haven't carried it. I'm not going to cut anything with it, so I don't feel qualified to do a review. But it's going to be an overview. I'm going to show you everything about this knife and my feelings on it. So, overall, I think that it's probably going to be first and foremost a collectible knife. Really, because, it's about 175 bucks as of when I'm shooting this video, so, mid-2011. About 175 bucks, more of an obscure company, smaller company, not as people know about it. So I really think that, the only people that are really going to even know about it are going to be, knife enthusiasts, collectors, people who have the interest and are willing to shell out the money for it. So, just the average Joe Schmo's not going to have this knife. Which is, one reason I think a lot of people will be attracted to it, is that, you whip this thing out and people are not going to know what you have. They're going to be like, whoa, what's that? Another big attraction to it is that they make it in a left-handed model, and this is the left-handed model. So, a lot of lefties out there who, like the titanium frame locks, but, can't always find a left-handed version, this is a good option for you. So that's cool. So, they sell it as kind of a big combat, super heavy-duty survival, whatever you want to do with it knife. I do believe it could probably take it, but I don't think most people will do that. I sure wouldn't thump on this. So, it is made by, it's actually made by Lion Steel. It's contracted out by D.P.X to Lion Steel, and D.P.X says that they went to lots of different manufacturers, and Lion Steel had the best quality. So that's cool that they shopped around. So Lion Steel, made in Italy. So you guys who really want U.S. made products, it's not going to be U.S. made, but Italy is much better than like China or Taiwan or something. So, overseas, but not third world. So that's good. I think it's definitely high quality. Now, your blade on here is hollow ground, kind of a shallow hollow grinding, D2 tool steel. And so that's good. D2 is not a stainless steel. It's, a more of a high carbon steel. It's tool steel, but very tough, holds an edge good. Easy to resharpen. Only downfall is obviously that it will rust, but they put this military-grade phosphate coating on the blade, which I can tell you right now, it's a really high-quality coating on here, and that's definitely going to protect your blade. Just watch out for rust on your laser etchings and your edge, and I think the steel will treat you very well. Now, if you're interested in specifications for this, just go to their website. They have it on there. I'm not going to eat up video time on it. I love the blade shape on here. A lot of good belly in there for slicing and things like that. I think the blade shape is excellent on here. You have a very strong reinforced tip on there, and obviously a really thick blade. A tank of a blade on there, and it's just over 3 inches. So that's a good size for kind of all uses, whether it be defensive or utility. Now you have your thumb studs on there. Thumb studs are very well designed. Gives you good purchase, doesn't tear up your thumb. No complaints whatsoever on those thumb studs. They're great. Now you're jimping on the spine there and also on your lock bar here. Now the jimping on the spine there is not the greatest jimping. It's good, but you see it's kind of flat top there. It's just kind of, there's no actually like spikes sticking up. What I'm talking about is if you look at another knife like the Spyderco Manix 2, that known for its grip, those are much more spiky. They're kind of sticking up more. So really, the jimping on the top here doesn't give you a ton of traction, but the jimping on the block bar here actually is pretty good, and that gives you a lot of medium traction without tearing up your thumb or anything. But grip is not an issue on this knife whatsoever, because you have this huge panel of awesome G10. This stuff just rocks. The color is cool, OD green, I love that. There's so many black knives out there. That's one thing that's cool about these titanium G10 knives, is that a lot of time you get different colors and everything, and I think the black with the OD and the silver all complement each other very well, and really makes a very the knife very pleasing to the eye. So very high traction G10, just awesome. Your pivot screw right there is actually a cool design because in that center you have a Torx bit, so you can use your Torx bit. But this knife also comes with this little DPX man, or DP man, stainless steel tool. And it has several functions. You can look those up if you're curious. But on the top here is those two prongs. Those would fit into those holes. So that's very cool. So you have multiple ways of adjusting it. Now on the other side, your pivot point is just a Torx bit. And it kind of came a little chewed up from the factory, actually. You see there how it's just, those edges are a little gnarled or whatever. I think that's from the factory. That's how this knife arrived to me, and that's how my friend got it. So that's not so cool. That's kind of a fit and finish issue that I think line steel needs to kind of iron out. Now your bushings on here are kind of a place where I think they kind of cut corners on this knife. You see your bushings in there are just basically plastic or rubberized. That white bushing in there on either side, that's not cool. This should definitely have bronze phosphorus bushings in there, especially for $175. That's not acceptable at all. Another knife where I've seen those types of bushings are in this $10 Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops knife. That's not cool. They're using the same bushings. You see those in there? So that's not cool. Definitely they need bronze phosphorus bushings in there. And if this was my knife, I would be tempted to pull it apart and put my own bronze phosphorus bushings in there. See what kind of a difference it makes. Now it is relatively smooth. It has a good smooth action. However, it's just a little stiffer than I'd like. I think they could improve it with different bushings in there. Now here's your lock bar side. Very cool. Stonewash finish. I love that finish on titanium. Really gives it a very cool look. You open this knife up and you see you have a super thick lock bar in there. Snaps in with some good authority. Don't have any fears of this knife folding on me at all. Nice and thick, very nice. Now you do have this line steel kind of patented little lock that you move over and it locks your lock bar. So that's cool. Nice little feature. Now your clip on here is, I'm actually not the biggest fan of this clip. I love that it rides super deep. That's awesome. But you see here, the clip's just a little flimsy. It's just not the strongest clip. So that's not so cool. And it's also a little long for my taste. It's a longer clip. And I'll just show you, this will show you a Spyderco Endura clip for comparison. You see there, like if you, I don't know, it's definitely a pretty long clip. If you count, how much is on your pocket with the Endura, it's definitely more with the H.E.S.T. So I'll show you on a pair of jeans real fast here, what it looks like. I think the length does make up for some of the weakness of the clip, because you have that length that retains in your pocket. I wouldn't really feel I'm just going to lose it, but you see there, just not a lot of retention to it. Something that's a little better is this. This is a Buck Vantage knife, and this clip's a little bit shorter, same deep ride type thing, a little shorter but better spring tension. I like that better. Just personal preference. Now this clip, obviously, these knives, because they're frame locks, pretty much come, right or left hand specific. So you couldn't put this clip on the other side because it's curved to the knife, and it does not come with a clip for the other side. You wouldn't want to clip on that really heavy G10 anyway, though. It'd tear up your pocket. Now on the end here, you do have a little glass breaker. That's cool. I don't know how effective it is. I obviously haven't tested it. But it's cool that they have it there. And when you get your little DP man, it comes with the other one sticking in his nostril right there. This is the screw that you'd put in there if you don't want a glass breaker, so that'd go in there instead. That probably wouldn't be too hard to switch out. So that's the deal there. Now right here's your lanyard hole, and your lanyard actually goes through your clip, kind of. It's not perfectly lined up. You see there's kind of interference through there. But anyway, that is a hex driver, so you could put a hex bit in there, and it would act as a wrench. So that's cool. Definitely. Obviously, mini Torx bit construction throughout, and it is flow through, so that's very nice. And one thing I forgot to mention here is that on this side with the G10, there is a thin titanium liner, and they did a great job of skeletonizing that out, as you can see. So that's good, and that kept the weight right at just over 5 ounces, which is actually pretty decent, and that's comparable with a lot of other heavier duty knives in this category. So that's really great. So overall, I think if you're looking for a titanium frame lock, and you're willing to spend some more money, larger amounts of money on them, and you're a lefty, this is definitely something to look at. Even if you're a right-handed person, it's a good knife. If you just want a pure hard use, beat the crap out of it knife, maybe look like Cold Steel Recon 1 or something like that. But very cool knife. Has the cool factor, the collectible factor, and the heavy duty never let you down factor. By the way, that RYP on that blade, stands for Robert Young Pelton. That's the designer of it. So, decent job, Robert. There it is, guys. Hope that was helpful. I guess I'll give you a quick size comparison to a few knives just so you can get an idea of it. Endura, everyone knows what that is, right? So Endura's a little bigger. Manix 2. Here's the HK 14205. That's discontinued now. So there you go. Everyone have a nice day, and thanks for watching, and feel free to ask questions in the comments. So, see you guys.